if you say no.
Looking good, YouTube. My name's LoveGame, or PD1 Piranha if you prefer, and I'm the man destined to be king. And the last time I recorded anything was actually with this man right here. Would you introduce yourself?
No, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. You're supposed to introduce me as though I'm the hobo that just broke into your house, even though we're like...
I thought we had like the opposite thing last time, where it was like... you broke into a cardboard box that somehow had internet.
Oh yeah.
And a epic gamer rig. Oh man. So I haven't recorded this game since like...
I'm just gonna let them guess who I am and not actually say it.
Oh yeah, I've only mentioned you on... I almost said on stream, on LP, a grand number of times.
I was the guy whose name he couldn't pronounce that one time.
I not only couldn't pronounce it, I was like dumbfounded as to what it meant.
Don't worry, nobody can pronounce it. Not even me.
So, yeah, I haven't recorded this game since like, maybe March or April, TBH. I have a vague idea of what I'm supposed to do next. I know for a fact I need Dive, which I totally forgot to nab. I hope Wingull can learn it. He is a water type, but he's also a burb. So... I'll put Double Down back up for now. Well then again, what are my moves for Vocalist? I don't want Screech. Okay, so for now I'll just give Dive to our homie here. But yeah, I think the last time I actually recorded... Oh, I didn't even have it yet. Just have to go to Steven's house. Yeah, last time I recorded was when I was on Spyro with this fella here.
Yeah, like 4 or 5 months ago.
Yeah, I think it was like late April, I want to say.
Somewhere around that.
That
It was
ballpark.
Like, I think I had like just started uploading that when we did the guest thing.
Yeah, that's why it didn't actually come up for a couple of, like a week or so after that, give or take.
Yeah.
But that was fun. I haven't done a guest in a while.
And that's probably like... I imagine that was probably a little bit confusing for you, because I know you hadn't like played Spyro.
Yeah, my knowledge of the land was not so great.
So going from like watching the very beginning of it to like halfway through the game...
Yeah.
That was... Probably the same thing as what's happening here, because this is like the one generation of Pokemon I haven't played yet.
I was going to ask you if you had like any history at all with Gen 3 or like anything to say about it.
Well, to say that, that's not entirely true, because technically this was the first Pokemon I played. It's just, I played it like... Basically what happened was like my cousin, from like several states over at the time, like sent us a flash drive with a copy of Visual Boy Advance and a Japanese ROM of Ruby. And we would like try to play it through that, even though none of us could read Japanese. Somehow I did actually make it to Wally, I think, but obviously I didn't remember much of this because I was just kind of blindly stumbling around in it.
Yeah. I remember when I first played this game, I don't know if I ever mentioned this on an LP, but when I was like 10 when this came out, I literally leveled my Blaziken all the way to 100 before the Elite Four. And this is not exactly one of the tougher Pokemon games either.
I remember when I first got Fire Red, like, my mom wanted to play it and she couldn't afford her own copies, so I just let her play mine. And Like, she got really mad at me because I was a dumb idiot kid and wouldn't ever level my Pokemon up, and she wanted to grind the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
So, I, like, went into Mount Moon with my under-leveled as hell team of, like, I think, like, a Squirtle and a Mankey or something. And, like, I managed to, like, brute force my way past that, but, you know, after that, it's like, you can't go back.
Yeah, you're stuck in Cerulean City.
Yeah, so she, like, booted the game up to, like, play for a little bit, and noticed that and got really mad at me for
Oh,
that.
man.
I like that I had parents that played video games, because I can tell these weird-ass stories of them getting mad at me for how I played games.
So we're not supposed to be there yet. I was just confirming what that was.
My mom's absolutely, or she was absolutely the kind of person who would, like, see someone being like, hey, how do I beat, like, whoever the fuck in Dark Souls? They'd just reply with, like, have you tried getting good? Like, my mom would totally be that person.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I've, No, there's no way I could have mentioned it because I haven't recorded in that long. So I've made a new good friend of mine, and she's like really into a lot of the same games as like me and you and all them are, and she's a single mom with 2 kids. She's only like a year or 2 older than me, and recently her kid, I don't know the details of it, but somehow broke her copy of Banjo-Kazooie after, like, doing something that she told him not to do, like, multiple times. And so as, like, revenge, she took his Pokemon file and traded everything on there for Dittos. I'm like, that is the coolest mom ever.
That's what I'd ever do if I became a mom someday.
Just
despite not having a uterus.
Alright, you're gonna learn your lesson now.
Oh yeah, I should probably mention I have a cough because it's like August.
Oh yeah.
At least at the time of recording this, it'll probably be like August next year.
Oh my god, yeah, if things end up going full circle, because the original Ruby LP came out in February of 2010 and ended in October of 2011, so I don't know if we'll have the exact same track record for this one, but remains to be seen.
But yeah, like, I'm not sick or anything, I just, like, get allergies around this time, and...
Yeah, I can relate. I have allergies, they fucking suck.
Yeah. What were we talking about? Moms destroying video games?
Oh yeah, my friend's son had, like, somehow broken a cartridge of Banjo-Kazooie.
You told the whole story.
Yeah.
I was, like, trying to remember where we were at.
Looks like I'm trying to remember where the fuck to go from here. I know we're going to the Team Aqua hideout place, but I'm trying to remember. I know it's like around this one island down here somewhere that you have to, like... Yeah, here we go. I'm 90% sure this is it. You have a cough, I have a sneeze. Or even.
I don't think I like this game. There's too much water.
Well, I did find some protein. I can go get some gains later.
Yeah, like... The thing about, like, breaking games also reminds me of, like... One time when I was, like, a kid, like, one of my brothers... Like, one of my brothers is, like, very severely autistic. Like, I'm, like, entry-level autistic.
Is this the one... Is this the one who had the Retsupre on large metal block?
No, that was a different one.
Oh, I have a story about him, but I'll let you finish.
Yeah, the one I'm talking about, like his specific, like, strand of autism is so severe that he like can't even speak.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I know which one you're talking
he
about.
can speak, but he can like only really like repeat stuff he's already
Heard on TV or something.
Yeah, so he just like repeats segments of like Nina's World songs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like...
Oh, fuck, I don't have Rock Smash.
But yeah, so one time he just like found my copy of Crash 3 that I had like way back in the day, like 2001 I want to say. And like he got his finger stuck in it like so severely that we couldn't get it off no matter what we tried, and we had to snap the disc in two in order to get it off.
It was a figure of what now? Or a disc of what now?
Crash 3.
Oh, shit. That's...
And then I didn't have a copy of Crash 3 anymore, and I was sad.
I know I lost, like, not, well, I didn't lose, but, like, a lot of my copies of Dreamcast games. Like, the Dreamcast had this problem where, even if you took good care of your discs... Yeah, you could take good care of your discs, and they would still, like, if you just played the game a lot, it would get so overplayed that it would eventually just quit on you, and that's what happened to my Sonic Adventure and my Hydro Thunder.
Yeah, and I think that, like, carried over into the first couple of games Sega made for other consoles somehow, because, like, everyone I know who had a copy of Sonic Adventure 2, their disc, or Sonic Adventure 2 Battle on the GameCube specifically,
Yeah.
their copy of that game is always scratched to hell. And, like, barely reads properly after, like, the first little bit.
Yeah.
And, like, obviously that's just a coincidence, because Sega doesn't make the GameCube copies of Sonic themselves. But it's just a funny coincidence.
True. For this part, I was never a big fan of. It's like my least favorite part in the game, just because, like, you're just going through another Team Aqua hideout kind of place, and we kinda just did that not that long ago. And plus, this one has wild encounters, and it also has one of those, like, current puzzles, which are kind of annoying. Not as bad as, like, the ice puzzle in Gen 2, but just a little bit obnoxious. I should not have Sharpedo out.
Wait, this is like a villain base, but it has wild encounters?
Yeah, it's called Seafloor Cavern. Yeah.
That's odd. Has any other Pokemon game ever done that? Because I don't remember that ever happening.
I'm trying to think if that's ever happened before, other than... Because there was that mansion from Gen 1, but that's not a villain base.
Yeah, like, I know there have been, like, instances where villains have been, like, the villain team has been in the area while something's been happening there, but it hasn't, like, been their base. But there be random encounters there. But
Yeah.
I can't think of any other time where the villain base itself had random encounters in it. Although I guess this is, like, an actual cave, so...
Yeah. Huh, so that just goes back out. I've already fought you. No, okay. Yeah, last time I did this part, I actually did have or when I did this part in Ruby, I had a guest as well, and it was,
It was me, somehow, even though we hadn't met at the time.
Yeah. It's this guy who's, like, actually kind of I guess what you'd call a fan of mine, named Megasonic45. Like, he actually did artwork, which I still have, by the way. He did artwork of, like, all of my team from Ruby. And he still comments on my stuff nowadays. But, he uploads, like, a shit ton of gameplay, but it's all just, like, raw, uncommentated gameplay.
Those kinds of, like, just someone playing a game, not, like, talking about it, always seem kind of pointless to me.
Yeah, unless you're just trying to, like, archive all your stuff for some reason.
I mean, I guess it does make some degree of sense as like a visual guide or something like that, but then it always like a lot of the time they like call those kinds of videos walkthroughs, as though
Yeah, or long plays.
yeah, just like as if seeing someone do some like really complex shit would just somehow let you know that, and then they'd be playing like something with specific advanced movement tech you'd need to know.
Yeah.
You'd see them do something like that, and you'd be like, what the fuck, how are they doing that?
Yeah. That's how I learned how to do the Luminous Illusion move in Darkstalkers. I just literally, like, saw someone, like, they just held the camera up to their controller and, like, did the move, and that's how I figured out how to, like, consistently do it. Oh, okay, so that was just a little loop around. Makes sense.
Oh my god. That reminds me of, like, old camcorder Let's Plays, where someone would, like, because they were just recording their TV screen with the camera.
Yeah.
They'd, like, be like, hello, and welcome to Let's Play, and they'd, like, hold the box of the game up on screen.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was a
Sonic
classic.
Adventure. Some shit. Like, yeah. You'd never be able to tell what game this was.
I am definitely glad that I didn't know how the fuck to like make videos when I was that young, because like I may have been a teenager when I did LPs starting out, but you know, at least I fucking recorded my screen with a proper software other than, you know, a camera.
I remember there was just like this one kid I used to watch who was really like aggressively against people recording video game footage with emulators.
Yeah? What the hell? Why?
I don't know. To be fair, he at least had like a capture card. He wasn't just saying like, oh, you need to use like a camcorder and record the TV screen or whatever.
A purist.
Camcorder LP elitism.
Okay, so this just goes back. Yeah, alright.
You know, it's funny, I always remember like spending a lot of my time bitching about camcorder Let's Plays back in the day because, you know, bad quality, but then like, if you actually go back and rewatch some of the old shit that I used to make back in the day, it's not like any of that was any better about that. Because like, I had like this Donkey Kong 64 Let's Play that is technically still online. Don't go looking for it, it's bad. But like, I had a Dazzle for that, and I'd be like really proud of that because this was like, it was like when people were starting to get Dazzles, but it wasn't like a super common thing.
Yeah, it was more that like the quote-unquote like upper echelon of LPers had Dazzles, but it was not nearly...
Well, not necessarily upper echelon, but, you know, it was something that not everyone had.
Yeah.
But then, like, I'd be, like, super proud of having a Dazzle, and then, like, the actual, like, footage itself was compressed to shit. And
Yeah.
it was, like, maybe, like, 20p.
Yeah, I've seen footage of this, and he is right about that.
Yeah, because, like, my computer... Like, I think the power supply was going out.
Yeah, that's why that Conquer LP you did had like that crazy noise to it the whole time. It was like this chainsaw.
Yeah.
Madness.
And then eventually I got like an HD capture card when that was like super uncommon. Like only the real big dick Let's Play Super Boys would have an HD capture card because it was expensive as ass.
Yeah.
And like I was super proud of that, but then I was just recording the audio with my like built-in laptop mic and it sounded tinny as fuck.
Yeah, my only problem with like audio recording back then was like, so the computer I had at the time was a pretty nice PC for being just a store-bought computer. Like it actually ran some of my games pretty well, but it was Vista. And Vista had very anal things about DRM, so if you tried to record actual gameplay audio, you were kinda SOL. So I had to play the game audio through my speakers and record that through my mic, and you can imagine how that sounded. As you can see, this person has good
I
taste.
used to do that too. Sorry about the not talking for a little while. Someone barged into my room.
Oh, it happens. I keep forgetting I have a fucking...
Yeah, like, that was really common back in the day, because, like, you know, it wasn't quite as easy to just, like, record your game and the computer sound, like, in the same thing, and people were, like, lazy as fuck. So even when they, like, didn't have to do that because of, like, DRM or whatever, they'd still just do that, and it would always sound like complete garbage.
Yeah. Yeah, that shit was, like, one of the worst things. Like, I didn't have as many problems with Vista as a lot of people did, just because I guess I didn't, like, use computers for the more complex things back then. I just kind of played the Vidya and watched videos and all that. So that was like the biggest problem I had with Vista, was just that, yeah, like there was this really strict DRM bullshit on there that made it like impossible to get game audio, so half the time you had to do what I was talking about and just record it straight through your speaker.
Yeah.
And then when I got my second PC, it actually worked worth a damn, because it was just a Windows 7, but that PC lasted okay for the first 3 years, and it really started to die after that. Like, it was one of those things where, like, I was in a panic because my old PC, like, had a complete and utter death out of nowhere. Like, it had this blue screen and then just wouldn't turn on again after that. And I just kind of, like, in a panic, just bought the first thing that I could, like, feasibly afford. And, I mean, yeah, it worked. Again, it was okay for a store-bought PC, but for, like, the last couple of years I had it, it was practically on its deathbed.
Yeah.
So what do you think
I can't imagine having a store-bought PC in 2020.
Yeah, especially considering, like, how relatively cheap and easy it is now to just build something.
Yeah. Like I work in, like, in the electronics department of a Walmart, and I don't think we even have any, like, desktop PCs pre-built here anymore. Like, technically we still sell them, we have the slot for them, but I haven't ever seen them in stock here.
Yeah, I don't think I saw any in my local Walmart. Ooh,
yeah.
Is that what I think it is?
We, like, rarely have any, like, of the, like, cheaper laptops we have in stock, because people, like...
Oh, like, shit just got real.
But then, like, they're cheap as fuck and break really easily, so they always return them within the 14 days. So we're just like, fuck it, might as well not even bother, I guess.
So, we just got, like, one of the most spammable moves of all time, Earthquake.
Yeah. Incidentally, we do have, like, computer monitors and stuff for, like, the desktop PCs.
Did you guys know that in Gen 1, Dig and Earthquake had the same power?
Wow.
Now you do. And look who it be. It's our big whale boy.
It's a fish. Not anything important, just a fish.
Story time about this fish is that, when these games were new, I used to go to, like, the new Target they just built at the time, and they actually had icy flavors based on, like, Groudon and Kyogre. I guess they were, like, blueberry and...
Strawberry maybe?
Or something, yeah. They were pretty damn good ices, but I remember drinking those when the game was new.
Pokemon used to be fucking everywhere.
Yeah, no kidding. Gen 3 was ironically the time that it sort of wasn't quite the fad it was anymore. Like, I know Gen 3 was like the definitive point where most of my friends either stuck with the series for the long run or kind of like grew out of it and dropped off of the series. Like, that was the definitive jumping off point, I guess you would call it.
I do wonder if, like, because now that I'm working retail, I'll actually be able to, like, see how many people buy a new game at launch.
Yeah.
Like, how many people are going to... Well, I mean, to some degree, because it's a Walmart and nobody shops for video games at Walmart with boomers and small children.
Shit, I'm dead. Okay, backup plan. Plan bro,
Like,
probably?
Like, a few days ago, I had a customer, like, come up to me and ask, like... He, like, had, like, a Trump 2020 hat on, and, like, half his face was paralyzed, and he just, like, came up to me and asked, like, you got any game cartridges? Like, not any specific game, just game cartridges for, like, the Xbox and the Nintendo.
Oh, this really sucks.
Like, that should tell you what kind of people shop for video games at Walmart.
Okay, I'm 2-0 against this Crobat. What am I gonna do here?
Also, a weird thing that I've learned since starting work there is, like, apparently people actually do go back and, like, buy the older Call of Duties even after the new one comes out. Which is weird to me, because I always thought the appeal of them for most people was the multiplayer, and why would you play the older ones?
Yeah.
But no, people do still buy them in decent numbers.
Yeah. I actually did play quite a bit of COD myself back in the day, back in the Modern Warfare era, I guess you would call it.
I've, like, never played a Call of Duty, but to be fair, I also didn't have a console that could run a good version of Call of Duty until 2010. Like, very late 2010 at that.
Yeah, you told me you didn't get the 360 until kind of like after its golden era, quote-unquote, was over.
Yeah. I like how the Xbox brand was, like, shitting money for the longest time, and I mean, it's still shitting money now, but it's not quite as, like, visibly shitting money as it used to. But then, like, after a certain while, it seemed like nobody even gave a shit about it anymore.
Yeah. It was just one of those...
There was, like, nothing good as far as, like, exclusives coming to the 360, and after, like 2010-ish?
Yeah, no, like, 2010 was the definitive dropping off point for, like, the 360 being any good. It was my favorite, it still is, like, my favorite console of all time if I just only think about 05 to the end, or, yeah, the beginning of 010, I guess. Because, like, 2010, let's think about it, that was when they hiked up the price for gold. You know, did all that shit.
And then, like, the PS4 came out, and Microsoft was like, hey, our new console is going to spy on you and also steal all your lunch while you're not looking. And everyone was like, alright, fuck Xbox. And then they've just kind of collectively been shitting their doo-doo ass since then. It's like...
Because, yeah, they hiked up the price for gold, and then they introduced that stupid Kinect bullshit that nobody wanted. Not only did they have to bring that out, but, like, just to add insult to injury.
And then they stopped, like, making any, like, games for people who just wanted to hold the controller and punch a dude.
Well, that was a tough one, but Herp Knight pulled through for us. Fucking Crobat swept most of my team.
And then, like, the Xbox One, even after they, like, reversed course on a lot of the more controversial elements, just didn't have any, like, killer app exclusives. Like...
Oh god, yeah, the Xbox One was a joke. There was less, like, at the peak of that game's popularity, there was less players online total than there was just for Halo 3 when that game was big.
That one game, the Xbox One.
Seriously.
Yeah,
So
like
that tells you anything.
I know like Halo 5 was supposed to be like their big killer app, and then it came out and everyone was like,
God, I say that as like a hardcore
like
Halo
nobody gave a
fanboy
shit.
that, yeah, that's not a good game.
Yeah.
So we woke up our legendary boy here, and now things are gonna get all rainy and ominous and what have you.
And like Halo Infinite was supposed to be like the big
And
Series
then it
X
got
killer app.
delayed.
Yeah, the big Series X killer app. That was gonna be like the launch title. Sell everyone on the Xbox Series X, and then like it kind of got a mixed reception when it got revealed.
Yeah, and then we're looking at like the PS5, which has like not only Demon Souls but like Spider-Man as well.
Yeah,
Like,
Spider-Man at launch even.
we don't even know if Demon Souls is gonna be at launch or not.
Well, they haven't confirmed that yet, so
Yeah,
you know. But
take it with
Spider-Man,
a yeah.
we like know is gonna be at launch, and that's like the biggest entertainment property in existence.
Yeah.
Like everyone knows who Spider-Man is. You see a Spider-Man, you're like, hey, that's a Spider-Man.
And you even have the previous one on the PS4, and you said you liked it as well.
Yeah, I haven't finished it yet because it's a PS4 game, and I don't tend to play a whole lot on consoles these days.
Yeah, and I had just bought him. I just bought him Code Vein, and so he kind of like played that all the way through.
Yeah.
You want to see me fly on a dead-ass Wingull?
Just casually taking the corpse of a bird on a stroll.